like Hall of Twitty Day.
Yeah.
Is what this is.
The peak performance guru, ladies and gentlemen.
Remind me not to tell anybody I know.
Come on.
Forward line your hamstring. Forward lines in your hamstring. Chest and fingers down, butt up. Chest and fingers down, butt up. Fingers come off the ground because your butt's going back, not up. Backward skip, staying alive.
Tolson, peak performance.
When the jet is clear, mine unclear, the focus is inconsistent.
If you woke up thought it was a regular day, you better go back to bed because it's not.
It's not.
It ain't.
You better listen to him. It's almost. It's not a regular day. Regular day. Let's go, y'all. Hey, a lot of folks. Turn up. 3, 1, 2, 3. Sweat. Here we go.
My job at Jacksonville State, well, it's a little bit of everything.
I'm a performance guy.
Yeah, so you think about performance, it's like, okay, you're in charge of performance. Well, what does that really mean? You know, it's like, well, you're in charge of how they perform, how well they do. It's sort of a combination of a little bit of strength conditioning, a little bit of sports medicine rehab, a little bit of diet and nutrition, a little bit of X's and O's. It's sort of a hodgepodge of everything, so. Most of the time, I just, pass the holes, do what's needed. So, I'm just sort of kind of like a handyman, I guess you could say, in so many words.
But you've got your strength, strength certificate?
Oh, yeah, my CSCS. I have that, strength conditioning certification. I got that last year, 2011. And I got my undergrad from Furman in health and exercise. And I'm getting my master's here in human performance, so that'll give me a few letters behind my name.
So not only can you help out on the strength and conditioning side, the performance side, but you also, as a 3-year starter at Furman, former college football player, very successful college football player, you can work with the X's and O's and work on the field performance as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's the great thing about performance is that you have to have. You got to have the scientific background just to understand, how the body works, and that's just part of it. But at the same time, performance is one of those things, kind of like music. It's scientifically based but artistically expressed, which means you got to have the intuition and the feel and sort of the things that you can't measure, and that just comes from just being around the game for 20 years. So it's an interesting little combination, but yeah, I always remember, like, when I was in college, my coaches would just tell me, Twitty, make a play. Just be a football player. And so I sort of had to figure out what that meant. And so when I was in college, I always wanted to know. I said, well, if I ever go back and do anything with football, I want to be in a position where I can say, not only where to be and when to be there, but this is what you're going to do when you get there.
Right.
So the coach's job, they really kind of help the guys get where they need to be. And then I just make sure that when they get there, they have as much to work with as possible. I guess that's how you can put it.
Yeah. One thing I've really observed is how well you can relate to the players, being is that you're only 3 or 4 years removed from playing college football. And I guess you would say there's not a very big gap between, from your time playing to where you are now.
I think that, I think it's just easy because I think the game's close enough to where you can still remember what it feels like to play. And there's a big difference between, drawing a play on a dry erase board or looking at it on film and then actually going through it and dealing with the emotions and dealing with the distractions and dealing with the actual intricacies of the game itself. And so it helps that you still have that frame of reference, and it's not it's not so far detached that you can't really understand what a kid's going through 5 minutes before he walks out in front of 80,000 people. You know, you can understand, hey, this is what's going to happen to you, and then you can basically say, hey, look, this is where you are, this is where you're going to be. Here's how we're going to get you there. So now, as I get older, that may get less and less. But it works for right now.
Where'd you get that lamp?
I got that lamp at Walmart.
How much you pay for it?
I think less than 30.
Got you, B. You got the same lamp. Bought it for $1.25.
That's our center, Max Holcomb, getting us off subject there.
$1.25. Dirt cheap in Tuscaloosa. Alright, off let's go to SCA. I'll see y'all boys later.
I'll do that.
See you, Twitty. I'll see you tomorrow.
Coach Twitty, see you, man. Always a pleasure.
No
Thanks for letting us know what you do and how you work with this football program.
Happy to do it.